Good morning from Baja, Mexico. I am bikepacking the Baja Divide and I thought I would bring you along for the day. I've been solo travelling for a little while now and I don't feel lonely or scared anymore. I have the luxury of boredom, so I thought this would be kind of fun to do. Before I get out of my tent in the morning, I pack away my sleeping mat and my sleeping bag. I'm using the Cloud Base from Alpkit and a sleeping bag from Kathmandu. I also try and drink lots of water because I avoid drinking it the night before because I hate getting up for a wee. So I met a family on New Year's Eve and they offered for me to camp in their garden. I ended up camping on this little roof area, which was lovely. I could see the stars all night because I didn't need to put my fly on. It was great. Pack everything very neatly into my panniers and then get myself ready. I made a big bowl of porridge for breakfast, but I didn't show that because I was with the people I was staying with and that would have been embarrassing. Oh, peep the war wound from a crash earlier in the trip. If it's going to be a particularly long day in the saddle, then I will use this chamois cream. Factor 50 all over, because without it I would look like a wrinkly peach by now, I think. Going completely au naturel on this trip, including very bushy eyebrows. Oh, remember the ears, very important. And lip balm. Luckily I only need a little bit because apparently I have very small lips.
Lance gave me a grapefruit for the road, which was very kind of him, apart from I had nowhere to put it. And we're finally off to find some purified water, but not from here because this was closed, and not from this one because they didn't have any water. So I had to sadly buy some bottles and just decant them, which isn't great, but what can you do? I also needed lots because I was planning to wild camp, so I needed about 5 litres. Then I actually left town. Just a dog having a main character moment. Had to ride on the main road for a bit, but there was a nice big shoulder, so it was all good. But not for long. Lots of what though? I have these reminders set and they remind me to eat and drink every 30 minutes. If it's straight after breakfast, then I usually ignore it for a bit. Actually quite glad I've only seen 2 of these, to be honest. The Mexican drivers are actually so good. They always slow down and put their hazards on. This steep sand is so impossible to ride on, and in this Cape Loop section of Baja, it's everywhere. This banana looked as though I'd been carrying it in my shoe for 10 days. Not the most appetizing.
Good cows.
This was the beach that I had planned to camp on for the night, but when I got there it was really windy, which was making it quite cold and then not that much fun. So I just had lunch there instead.
That's a good one.
Lunch was my usual bikepacker burrito of refried beans, which I was just eating there, which is gross of me. Crisps, avocado in a tortilla. It's so unimaginative and, I mean, not the best, but it feels good after riding all morning. And yes, my hands are dirty, but my fingers look like that because of my glove tan lines. It's not all dirt. I lay on the beach for a bit trying to spot some whales and contemplating whether I should camp there or not, but I decided not, so I carried on riding and found a campsite a bit further along. Always hard to get going after lunch. First thing I always do, even though I don't feel like it, is put up my tent, because then it's done and I can relax. And I can passionately make out with my sleeping mat until it's inflated. I had no idea, that looked so weird. I put some things on charge whilst the sun was still out, and then had a shower and did some washing in the shower. Just my t-shirt and shorts basically. The Wi-Fi at this campsite was actually really good, so I FaceTimed Miss Laura Lewis, which made me feel great, and then I was invited to join the camp owner for a little beer, which was lovely. I went down to the beach to cook, and I kind of felt like I could have camped on this beach. It would have been a really nice spot. Oh, look at this Philadelphia. Very impressed I can buy it in a little one portion, which was very handy. But it's quite nice to be able to have a shower and be in a campsite, to be honest. This is actually one of the better meals I've made. My meals normally consist of some kind of rice and bean concoction, so this was very good. I finished the meal with a mazapan. These things are actual crack. It's like peanut sugar in chocolate. What more could you want? Not rain. I did not want rain, and this looked like rain, so I ran back to the campsite and put the fly back on my tent because I was really worried about rain, but it didn't, and instead I scrolled on Instagram for like an hour and then I got ready for bed, said goodbye to the stars, and then went to bed at about 8 p.m.